So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of the 24-Hour Hustle Show. Today, we got a good friend of mine, national recording artist, and some things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about music.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about his upbringing.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about his video show that he has coming out as well.
Come on, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, get it!
So, welcome to the 24-Hour Hustle Show. I'm your host, Anthony Frzy, and today we got national recording artist and a good friend of mine, Frzy.
Man, what's going on, dog?
It's going great. I mean, it's been a while since we got a chance to kick it.
It's been a minute and like 20 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, I know, right?
I know, man. I'm glad to be here, man. I'm honored. This is dope. Man, this is amazing. As soon as you asked me to come on, man, I ran here. So.
Yeah, so we got a lot of catching up to do.
Man.
Because like I said, it's been a while. I mean, we were even working on stuff beforehand, working on videos and stuff like that, which was a great experience. So
and it built a great friendship, man. Which is evident today.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna keep it going moving forward.
Always, man. Always.
So yeah, tell me a little bit about some things that have been going on. Since we got a chance to reconnect.
Yeah, man. I've been doing my national recording thing, and with labels, coming in with labels, leaving labels. I started with Mogul Moves Inc., which is an amazing management company that I'm with, and a lifestyle brand with DJ Wonderboy, and we've really been making moves, and it's been a humbling experience. Would have never imagined when I started this I'd see myself on Yahoo Music, Front Page, and Rolling Stone, and doing these things with these iconic brands, Adidas and things like that. So just been really working hard on not only perfecting my craft and being a better artist and a better MC, but also making sure that my brand is as strong as it is, right? To make sure that the people who can't hear me see me, and the people who can't see me hear me, and being consistent within that thing, and hustling 24 hours a day, right?
Oh yeah,
no
that's
plug,
what it's all about.
but yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so just staying consistent and making sure that people know no matter what, they're going to get a high quality of music and a high quality of person and a high quality of perfection at all times.
That's awesome, and I've listened to your stuff. I mean, you're highly talented.
Well,
You've definitely put in the work, years of amounts of work, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is you got to put in the work.
Right. Well, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
Right.
And that's something that. Especially in this day and age, right, with Instagram, everybody wants to be famous so quickly. Mm-hmm. And I talk about this in a lot of the interviews I do, that people need to learn the difference between popularity and success. Mm-hmm. And don't let a one-hit wonder knock you out. That's not a combo. That's not how it moves. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you have these people who, when Instagram comes with the 15-second videos and then it goes to a minute videos, what happens to your favorite most popular Instagrammer if the Instagram server goes away?
Exactly.
And you have no idea what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I love the line that Jay-Z says, if it wasn't for these pictures, you wouldn't see me at all.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly, yep. So when people always go like, Frzy, what you been up to? I always go, my neck and money. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the goal at all times. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's what's up. All right, so as we do on every episode,
yes,
we definitely want to get into your background, your upbringing, talk about any siblings that you may have. Try to find out how Frzy became Frzy. How did you get to the point you are today? So let's get into your background, get into your origin story.
I like that, man. Well, I'm a super nerd too, so my origin story.
We got a lot of Batman references because with a last name like Frzy.
Come on,
Mr. Frzy.
Right? Come on, man. You are like a cold motherfucker. Can I say motherfucker?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want on this
Okay, I just want to make sure. I want to keep it PG for the kids. Well, you were. Look, I got Assassin's Creed tattoos. I got Kryptonian right here, so it's what we do. But no, first of all, siblings, which I love that you asked that. My sister's birthday was yesterday.
Really? How old she just turned?
Jasmine. She turned 26.
You say Jasmine?
Jasmine, yeah.
Happy
26.
birthday, Jasmine.
Happy birthday, Jazzy. I love you. That should give me like a whole bunch of like cool points with the sis. But no, so I have one little sister. She's 6 years apart. So she's amazing. And my mom and everybody, and just very family oriented. My father. I got a nephew. Who just turned 8 as well in September. So it's great when it comes to family and keeping everybody close because that's your support system.
Right.
And if it wasn't for them, my origin story probably wouldn't even be an origin story.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You always got to shout out the fam.
And come on, man, they're the ones that hold you down. Yeah. That's the best support that you can have. Mm-hmm. But no, when I started, I played basketball back in the day. Everybody knows this. I was a hooper. I first started here. Right by Penley, actually. Like, this is where I balled out, all the time in the streets. I played high school ball. I went to Shenley and then ended up going to a charter school. I had to send out for some scholarships and ended up getting scholarships and getting to play in college a little bit. But what was great about it is I always loved music, but growing up, my mom and my dad only let me listen to like Will Smith. That's all I
really?
listened to. Yeah. And now, you know, it's funny because people don't understand, like, Will was the first rapper to win a Grammy. Like, they look at the actor.
I mean, he's a highly talented guy.
Right, but they don't understand
it's to the point with Will Smith, he's so talented, like he's transitioned to only acting now, and it's almost like you can only see him as an actor now. That's how talented he is.
Right. It's funny, not to sound weird, but like a lot of people forget Ice used to be water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so cool. You're like
dropping metaphors on us.
I mean, yeah, that's how I talk.
This is what he does.
This is what I do, baby. But no, man. So I got into music. I always listen to Will Smith and stuff. I just love his creativity, and then watching him also on Fresh Prince, and that's eventually where I want to go. Show. Right, and get into acting and stuff my own as I get familiar with my music. But I always wanted to make sure that whatever I did was frizzy. Mm-hmm. Like, if you see me in these Calvin Klein ads, or you see me with Adidas, and you see me doing with shirt off, and I'm trying to look cool and shit, that's always frizzy doing that. It's not, you know what I mean, Harvey Daniels is a model. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, I started to get into music. My friends got me into this contest over at the at CCHS, Career Connections Charter High School, with the Boys and Girls Club. I ended up winning the contest. I always say accidentally on purpose. It was weird. We just did it for fun, but I ended up winning. Mm-hmm. Got to work with John Gore, Ali Jackson.
So was this like a rap contest?
It was it was a music contest. It was cool because it was just like everybody who had talent. Because Boys and Girls Club was making a compilation CD for everybody. So we did that, and then I didn't have anything prepared. I felt kind of shitty about it though, because a lot of the people who were there, that's what they did. They did music. Mm-hmm. So my friends signed me up for fun because we had freestyle, you know, in the lunch.
So how old were you at this point?
Oh man, I would say I was like 19.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, I was like 19. I'm 31 now. Okay. So I was nice. So I really didn't.
So you weren't even doing music or rapping or anything like that before that?
I was just balling. Wow. Right. I wasn't even.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right. I mean, to be honest, when I started playing basketball is really when I got, because Jay-Z's my favorite rapper. Mm-hmm. Now, but before it was like after Will Smith, it was like G-Dep, and then it was like 50 Cent was like my dude. Uh-huh. And then I think the Blueprint, Gift, and the Curse was like my first Jay-Z album where I really got into it, to the point where I went to a 50 Cent concert before, and Jay-Z was headlining the concert, and 50 Cent did his set, and I was like, all right, cool, we can leave. Everybody's like, what you mean? Jay-Z about to perform? We're not leaving. I'm like, I don't care about Jay-Z. You crazy. Yeah. Like, let's go. I'm driving.
He's like, I came here to see 50.
Right, you walking home and we don't leave now. And I remember leaving and hearing, it's The Rock in the building. And the crowd was crazy. And I'm driving like, I don't even need this. And now I'm like, oh, Jay-Z. Like, I just want to meet Jay-Z. Right,
missed out on the opportunity.
I missed out on the opportunity. But, so getting into that, basically in that origin, I would say that was, doing that contest was really me falling into the chemical plant, right? It was me getting bit by the radioactive spider. That was me beginning to create the superpower that I have now, right? Mm-hmm. And being able to perfect my craft. I got to work with John Gore and Ali Jackson from Colab Records, and they really taught me. John Gore is a producer who worked with Christina Aguilera, and that was part of winning the contest. You got to work with him. And he helped conduct and teach me how to write bars, because I was just a freestyler, so I just knew how I was going to rap, but I didn't know what a chorus was, and I didn't know what bars were. I just knew the words around.
Know the structure of the music.
So he had me write my first first song, and literally it was just like 3-page of raps. And he was like, "Where's the chorus at?" I was like, "I'm not no singer." You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to teach me that. But then, because I come from an athletic background, and my dad training me in basketball and watching film and stuff, that's the type of mentality I took into my music. Mm-hmm. As I continued to get bigger, I worked with Desert Storm and started working with Fabulous in New York City. With Kush Management, and that's when I really got my demo deal with Sony, and got to like really figure out who I'm going to be as an artist, and that I wanted to be this lyrical songwriting machine, to the point now where I write, you know, with BMI, and I do my thing like that, and I'm also teaching kids how to write with BMI, which is something I just did with Higher Voice Studios with a lot of amazing kids that will be having some songs coming out soon too.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. So you would say Jay-Z was like your inspiration at first, or getting you into it as well?
Yeah, I would say, well, he was my bar. I would say that he top 50 Cent got me into it. I always say that I have Jay-Z lyricism with 50 Cent, with a 50 Cent mentality. Okay. Right? Like, that's, I don't mind competition. I don't mind beef. I strive for that. It's like practicing, right? So fighting, right? Because it's hip hop is competitive, so we should have that mentality. I support everybody, right? But I'm not a bra. Right. So I'm only gonna hold you up for so long. I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, right? You want to be this person? I'm gonna bring war to your door. Continue to win. I want to see you win, because a lot of times, especially with a lot of these artists that are out now, they get way too comfortable. So I just want to ruffle some pillows. Gotcha. But yeah, so Jay-Z was the one who I had got my melodies down, I got my patterns down, I was good writing, and then I heard the song "A Dream" by Jay-Z when he rapped about Biggie. And if I got a dream, I said, if I was he, I said, and that was the first time I was like, oh my God, somebody wrote this? Like, this is amazing. I need to write something like this. I need to spit like this. And then that's when I just kept, chasing him and working hard. You know what I'm saying? So that was, it made me want to become somebody that had my shadow happy to follow.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So who else inspired you in that time frame that you were listening to? Who were you listening to at that point in time besides Jay-Z and 50 Cent?
Man, that's a good. I was listening to G-Dep, which a lot of people don't know who G-Dep is. Special Delivery, a song. Special Delivery.
Oh, yeah.
So I was listening to a lot of G-Dep and Loon. I was a big Bad Boys fan. Mace. Listened to a lot of Mace. My cousin that passed away, he taught me. Mace's Why You Over There Looking at Me was the first song that I memorized. Like, my cousin loved me, so he would leave to go like on a date or go hang out with some people.
Right.
And he'd be like, you need to like have this song memorized by the time I get back. I'll be back in 3 hours. So I was just listening to Mace.
3 hours.
Yeah, I was just listening to Mace over and over again, and then like write it and memorize it. So I was listening to him. I was listening to a lot of Fabulous.
Okay.
And that's why when I started to work with Desert Storm, it was kind of like a dream come true because I got to be around Fabulous and Paul Kane and, all these people that were amazing. It's even cool for me now. Like, one of the people I look up to now is Joe Budden. I think Joe Budden is an amazing MC and just an amazing mentality. And but I was around him before when he was like a younger MC. It was like him.
Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. It was like him, DJ Clue. Like, they were all part of Desert Storm.
Right.
But, I mean, he probably wouldn't even remember me. I was a kid sitting in the back. I'm chilling, quiet. And they're like, yo, Frizzy.
You're the fly on the wall.
Right. And at that time, too, I was still freestyle. I wasn't Frizzy yet.
Yeah, that's how you weren't, your original name was Freestyle.
Was Freestyle, right. Because
how did you come up with that name? What made you go to that name? Specifically in the beginning.
Well, along with it kind of complements who I was listening to at the time. I was freestyle. Everybody was calling me Free, which everybody still calls me Free now because when I first got on TV and started to make a name for myself, I was freestyle still. And when I got my demo deal with Sony and we sat down, I was saying Frizzy on tracks because I listened to a lot of Swiss Beats.
Okay.
And Swiss Beats would go Swizzy on tracks all the time. So I was like, yo, that sounds dope. I'm going to start saying Frizzy. So on tracks, I started doing it because I was still trying to find myself and who I was.
Right.
So I was like, I would take that and morph it. So I started saying Frizzy, and they were like, yo, Frizzy's really cool. And I spelled it F-R-Z-Y. It was different. I didn't spell it like hair.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what? Freestyle is such a common name. No matter how famous you get, if we Google you, it'll be hard to find you. You want to be Googleable. I think I said that right. Googleable.
If not, we just made it up.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can see the word down here. Boop. Googleable.
Right.
Means whatever you want it to mean. No. So then they were like, let's go with Frizzy. It's more catchy. It's quicker. It's smaller. It's more iconic. It's brandable.
Right.
Let's make that happen. I was with it. And then, Frizzy is who I am. And it was a good time because I wasn't famous.
Right.
Yet, but I was known. But I wasn't known enough to change my name. It wasn't like a Prince situation where I was like, oh, I'm just a symbol now, right?
Right.
Where everybody's like, well, what do I call you? Like, and I was able to introduce myself, and then I had some content, but not a lot of content. You got to think too. At this point in time, this is in like 2007, 2006. So the internet wasn't huge. It wasn't like how it was now. There were no apps and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
so
way bigger now.
Right. I didn't have to change a name on a profile or anything like that. So I think at that time Facebook had just started. I think Facebook was still like at only colleges.
Yeah.
Right. So so it was a cool transition. It was quick, and then now they won't ever forget that name.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you get to the point where you won the contest? How did you get to the point where you got an opportunity to start networking and meeting all these different people? Like for people that may be watching that as an artist or wants to be an artist, what are some things that you did to get in the door and meet those people and network with those different people?
I wanted to. I'm a believer on always going for the top, right? So what I did was I took the art of learning my craft of writing songs and making songs, but also I came from the battle world. Before it was, and nothing against how it is now, but there's no beat now. Right, they kind of talk battle a little bit, and also they have like a month to prepare. I came from the place where we threw on a beat that let's
go right then. Right,
let's go right now. If you off beat, you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you think about how it's funny, because if you think about how battling is now and the respect that these artists get, which is great. Like I said, these guys are super talented. I'm not hating on them, but that video of Freeway with Cassidy throwing a beat, it wouldn't even be a dope video if we were just on the mentality of how it is now, right? Because now no beat is the thing. They even do it on Wild 'N Out, like cut the beat, right? Yeah. So, but I came from that place, so I knew I wanted to go to the mecca of hip hop, which is New York, and I was like, I'm gonna go kill everybody.
So you went purposely to New York to start doing this?
Yep, I battled against Jen. I went to the Pyramid Club.
Hold on, you battled against Jen?
Yeah,
I remember him when he started out on 106
in Park. Yeah, I went
Rest
there.
in peace to that.
Right, for real. You know what I'm saying? Frzy, you still looked amazing. Shout out to AJ. I think he cut his hair, so RIP to the dreads. Right? You know what I'm saying? And you cut your hair too.
Yeah, I did. I used to have dreads too. Yeah. I mean, you get older. I mean, it just comes that point in time.
Man, the grown and sexy is in here. But no, so I went to New York City. That's when I got with Koosh Management. And I was trying to make a name for myself.
When you were in New York.
When I was in New York, right. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go everywhere. So we went to like every club that had a battle, and I just murdered everybody. And we just murdered everybody. And I didn't even have a website. So
did you have like somebody working with you to get to these different places?
Yeah.
Like, how did you?
It was my manager.
Okay, so you had a manager.
Yeah, so I had a manager, and he was like in the circuit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so funny to hear Jay-Z rap about like how powerful the Jews are in New York City. My manager was a Jew. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, no racism intended, but he was very well connected in a very wealthy circle. So it helped me. Besides his wealth being able to put me in places, he also, as a young artist especially, like my mom's from New York, so I grew up in New York. So I knew New York, but I still couldn't move around in those circles, right? So,
you weren't there long enough at that point.
Exactly. He was connected with Desert Storm, so he was the one that kind of got me in the door with them. And then from that place, I was able to go anywhere I wanted to. But it was about not only, I guess I could get in the door, but could I stay in the building? That was the most important thing, right? So when I would get there, I would just battle. I would just do what I did. And I love the adrenaline. Even to this day, I love the adrenaline of competition. I feel like, not to be too nerdy, but I feel like a Saiyan, right? Because you know how Goku is, if they get beat, if they don't die, they get stronger, right? So and he loves a stronger opponent. So I would love to go to a place and see a dude kill it and be like, oh, he's dope. But that would bring out the best in me.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill you.
You want to level each other up.
Exactly. So I did all that. I remember I told this story on one interview. I did a battle with DJ K-Slay. K-Slay had his show, a mixtape show on Hot 97 at the time, and he would do battles in the front of the front of the station. And whoever won that battle got to come up and get interviewed.
Okay.
That night. So I remember we went there. It was a snowy night. It sounds very epic. It was a snowy night.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
And my management and them was like, we got to go. It was getting late. Because you had to like basically wait in front of the station for him to show up. And he was late. There was a whole bunch of us out there, but my manager was like, yo, it's late. We got to go. So the train going to stop running at a certain time. Like, we got to go back. And I'm like, yo, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. Stayed there. K-Slay went, battled, did great, almost won. But he had already had somebody, like the dude that was there was like a favoritism. He was like, yo, they spot each other up and shit. So he was like, yo, you're mean though, you're nice, you should talk to Flex. Like I had like my demo at the time. He's like, yo, you should give your demo to Flex. I'm like, dope, where's he at? Yeah. He's like, oh, he don't come until the morning. He get here at 6 a.m. Now at this point in time, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, I could go catch a train home, or I could sleep on the bench. So I slept on the bench outside of Hot 97.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, man, just to be able to hand him that in hand. Slept on the bench, set my alarm on my little Cricket phone at the time. You know, the one little, I had the flip joint, so I thought I was cool. You know, excuse me, who you talking to? But Flex showed up. I'll never forget, I woke up, handed him the CD. He looked, he was like, what is this bullshit? Bang, threw it on the ground.
Really?
Right in front of me. It was cold. I was like looking. He was like, man, get out of here with this bullshit. Like, he just walked in. And I just remember at that moment, I was like, I'm going to get up to his show.
So that made you even more hungrier.
It made me even more hungry. You know what I'm saying? It was like somebody throwing my plate on the ground, like, clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got you. Yeah. I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to become the best chef in the world, and then I'm not going to cook shit for you. But I told myself, I was like, I'm going to get so good that he's begging me to come on his show. Then I won't go. You know what I mean? But or I'll go just to tell him that story face to face. Right. But it's that type of thing that builds you up. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that was really, you know, that's really how I started to make a name for myself. And then once I got that, I got branded, and then I got my first endorsement deal, which was with Subway.
So so you got the endorsement deal with Subway, and I did see that up on YouTube, which is awesome.
Yes, national commercial.
Oh that's a big deal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been doing this for a while. So you know,
what year was it that you? When you got that Subway endorsement deal?
I think I got the deal 2013, I think. 2013, 2014. Okay. And that was with Move Management.
And hold on, and real quick, were you still freestyle or were you Frzy at that point?
I was Frzy at that point. I had just transitioned. Yeah, so that's why, like in the commercial, you hear him say Frzy. I say Frzy at the concert. And that was my first. They were reaching out. They wanted a celebrity, but they wanted somebody that was known but wasn't like untouchable.
Right.
And I was right in that cushy area. And they reached out and they were like, it was so cool because they had this thing that like, it's gonna be all you. We want to make sure you're represented right. Da, 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 da. But they had like gave me a rap that some like dude named Jeff wrote.
Hold on, somebody wrote it for you?
Well, originally they did,
okay.
and it was like corny. It was like some terrible like, play the cards you're dealt. We got Jackson Queen. It was some bullshit. And I remember being like, I was like, yo, it was my first time having to stand up for my name. I was like, yo, I can't spit this. You got to let me redo this. I'll keep his content, but let me say it how I would say it, because if I go, they're like, well, what does it matter? It's a rap's a rap. And I was like, yo, that's not how it works.
No, that's
because if
I'm
up here spitting, people know Frzy got bars, and I spit some garbage like this that don't even rhyme on stage for everyone in the world to see. There's no coming back for that.
Not only that, it doesn't represent who you are.
Thank you.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So if we're going to do this, let's do it right. They were cool with it. They let me write it. They flew me out to LA. We recorded it, and then we shot it. It was cool. It was so cool because I got to meet Maya, because we shot it in LA at this like abandoned warehouse thing. But Maya had just shot one of her music videos like the day before. So when they were moving in, they were clearing out, and it was my first time having like my own trailer. It had like Frzy and a star on it. And I was like, they're like, "What you want for lunch?" We got swordfish. Temperature, you want your water? I was like, I wanted to be like, "Get that out of here! Make it again!" No, but,
just because.
Just because. Again. Like, no, but it was great. It was a humbling experience, but I'm addicted to success, so it made me want more. I was like, "Yo, I need this. I need more of this." So it was a great experience.
So what was the next thing that helped you level up? So you got the Subway endorsement deal, which is huge, big deal.
Right.
What was the next thing that took you, or that you feel like took you to the next level?
That's a really good question. In that little bit of time I had did so much. I was riding the Subway fame for a little bit. I had just signed to like this new independent label at the time, and that was a really good situation. And then I would get like little blurbs and things here. Like at that time, I think somebody had interviewed David Spade, and they had asked David Spade who his favorite rapper was. He said Frzy.
Really?
Which was nuts. And I had it on video. I posted it on my
That's
Instagram.
a surreal experience.
It was a surreal, because I'm like, man, I'm a David Spade. You know what I mean? I'm a comedy dude. Yeah. I love that. So for him to say that was awesome. So there was little things like that happened. I did so much at the time. I can't remember. Okay, I remember. I started to write for Warner Brothers.
Okay, what were you writing?
Songs. They had they had a new group they were working with named Couture. Who they were working with. I got a chance to do a song with Justin Timberlake. I was working with a DJ named Mikey Bo, who was an amazing DJ from Nebraska, and I was writing for him. He was a new artist on Warner Brothers. I worked for Couture. Did some stuff for Justin Timberlake, Jamie Foxx. So I was like writing. A lot of people don't know I was writing for a lot of new artists that were coming out, which was getting me. At the time, I didn't know a lot about BMI, my writing credits and stuff, so I missed out on a lot of stuff from that. But I mean, I still got paid and stuff like that. But I have a lot of placements that people didn't even know I had. But being in those circles and working with Warner Brothers and being in the building with them in Atlantic Records at the time was great, and it was big. It got me in a lot of big circles in Atlanta, in LA at the time. So yeah, I mean, that was really big for me too, and I started to make more of a name for myself. I was featuring on different records, and getting radio spins. And then I did a song called "Break Your Back" with Fat Man Scoop, and that placed on the billboards in Germany, I think. Yeah, in Germany it was on the billboards. So that was really big. Yeah, so it's like those little things that you know, the stuff that I'm doing now sometimes overshadows those things. But that were humble beginnings.
That's really awesome. So some insight for other artists. Yeah. What is like your thought process on writing, and how often do you write? Because somebody may be trying to, and that's the hardest part. And I want to be able to pull that out, because you have to write a lot to be able to work on your craft and be very good at it. Right. So what's your thought process on how often you write and your writing skills?
Write all the time. Like, I'm blessed in a situation. God has blessed me with the talent to not have to write all the time, because I freestyle so much, and that's where I came from. But I love writing. I'm addicted to writing. You have to love it so much you hate it, really. You know what I mean? Like, I write, not only do I write all the time, but I write stuff just to have on deck. I got verses in my head and verses in my phone and verses in notebooks that have no beat to them. Like, don't just write because you have a purpose. Write just because you have a pencil. You know what I mean? And really, try to take yourself different places. I read thesauruses all the time. I read the dictionary all the time. I learn new words. I have a word I try to learn a week. There's something new that's different for me because those things have different rhyme scales, different places that can take you different places and give you a different mentality and a different way to think. If you say, somebody says rhyme, do a song about apple or rap about an apple, automatically people automatically go to the computer or they go to a fruit, right? Mm-hmm. But I want people to think about Newton. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or I want people to be like, right, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're rotten like an apple, I'll kill. You know, you have worms and you like, you know what I'm saying? So, stuff like that, or being a teacher's pet. But do things that takes your mind to a different place because one word has so many different webs that connected to it that you can do. But that comes with practice and repetition. And that's what I do. I just write all the time. Even with my phone, my iPhone, I have a voice recorder app.
Oh yeah, I utilize that type of thing a lot, even for writing blogs.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Right. So when I'm out somewhere, I might come up with a cool melody, or I might come up with a bar, and I'll just do it. I actually have a thing. This is something that I would encourage a lot of artists to do. Giving away some secrets right now.
Oh yeah.
Some super secrets. 24 Hustle exclusive. I always I have a sheet. I have a notepad in my phone that's just for random bars. Right. I just call it fire. Mm-hmm. And then anytime I get a random bar in the middle of the day, I just write it in there, and I just have them in there as like leftovers, right? Like if I don't know, if I'm writing a song and I might when like, okay, I want to end because I have a mentality I always have to end the song with a dope bar or end the verse with a scrunchy face moment. Mm-hmm. So if I'm writing and maybe I do it to prevent writer's block. So if I'm writing and I'm in a good groove and I get a writer's block for a moment and I'm like, oh shit, what do I say? How do I say this? I'll just go to the fire category. I have a whole bunch of just random bars. They don't rhyme. They just go anywhere. Oh, that's a dope one. I'll pull that. Copy, paste that, bang, right into the verse. Now I got a fire dope bar that I didn't think about. So I have it's like a refrigerator. Basically, I just keep them fresh in there and then pull them out whenever I need it.
That's good stuff. That definitely has a lot of good insight because that's something that I wouldn't even have thought about. It's almost like you have a nice little bucket list of things to just be able to pull from.
It is just able to, and it's my own stuff, so it's not like I'm stealing anybody. But you know, when I'm out or taking, especially I'm on the road so much, I'm on planes so much, I'm in cars, right, on the tour bus. I'm just bored sometimes. So sometimes I'll just sit around and just be thinking about something and be like, oh, okay, like I'm going to write this down. Or, okay, I'm going to take this mentality and write this, rhyme this, and get this, and then take it from there. And then I can just pull from it any time, and you always win. You literally are, it's literally the medicine against writer's block. If writer's block was a disease, that would be the cure.
That's a good solution for sure.
Hey, I'm right, giving prescriptions.
we out here dealing.
You know what I'm saying? We out here on the street, hustling,
right,
for 24 hours.
So now, so you got to the point, a few years later. Fast forward, you released one of your albums.
Yeah, my first album.
Yeah, God King Slave.
Yeah, God King Slave. Yeah.
So tell us about that. How you got to that point? What was it like? Getting the producers and things like that. What was the process like? Give us the inside scoop on how, for artists that have been watching, what was that process like putting that together?
It was work. It was hard work. I underestimated the amount of after that goes into an album. Mm-hmm. And I say that to say, I had iStyle and iStyle Special Edition, which me and DJ Wonderboy did. It was our first projects together. It was a mixtape. We gave it out for free. Mm-hmm. And we hit gold with it. We did over like 500,000 downloads on it. It was great, but I mean, we didn't get money for that. But it was a free project, and we recorded it. Artwork was dope. Put it out.
Right.
Bang. But our album is a whole different entity, right? It's a whole different level of dedication, patience, and respect. And, we decided to make it a double disc album, which I think I'm one of the first artists to ever have their debut album in stores
that's rare.
Be a double disc album, right? Because nowadays, like I said, it's all about one-hit wonders. It's all about singles. Everybody's just trying to make that one hit. No one's really giving you content. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to give you a sample, but not prepare the whole meal in fear of you not liking it.
Right.
But got to be confident in your cook skills. But, we started off, God King Slave started off, and we had a couple songs we were going. The first song we actually recorded was Ouija.
Okay.
And we did Ouija and was like, oh man, like this is something special. Like we got a thing going on. And when it got to God King Slave, which is my mentality that I go with every day anyway, right? Create like a God, rule like a king, work like a slave. That's the mentality that I have. So when we started to do that, it kind of started to morph itself. I'm a religious person myself. I'm a spiritual person. So it started to kind of, have like a theme to it. But I didn't want it to be a concept album. So we made it a perception piece is what we call it. And you can perceive it and take it for what you want to. I'm not preaching to you, but I'm just giving you some wisdom, right? I'm not telling you where to go, but I'm letting you know the directions that are optional.
Exactly.
So we started to work with different producers. I had some amazing producers I started working with. They started sending me different tracks, different beats. MDT The Beast is one of them that's really great. And we started to get a lot of these great productions from everybody. And I was in the zone. I was just writing everything, and then I was like, you know what? I want to get some features. I don't really feature a lot with other rappers. Not that I don't want to, but it's just their work ethic is not always up to par, right? Or their bars are not always up. So I'm very like, let's go, let's get it, let's do what we got.
You need people to be accountable on schedule and things like that.
That's what I'm saying.
When you got to be at a certain place,
right. And I'm not gonna push you. Like I had a great experience working with Lyric the Queen with WTF, which was one of my big singles. But it's rare that I work with a lot of rappers, which hopefully will change. But we got this stuff, and I was like, you know what? I want to work with a lot of different artists from everywhere. So I started working with Voice and Jessa Brand from Canada, which was amazing. Redcoat the Poet from Atlanta. He was one of the rappers that got on it. Kiki Holiday from LA was an amazing artist. Aisha Scott, who is actually from San Diego, she was an amazing artist. So I was able to reach out to all these artists and get them on tracks, and they all wanted to get it on it. And then I was like, I got to get to Pittsburgh, somebody from Pittsburgh on it. So, I went and we have a song on there called Ruins, which is amazing, and was able to, that ended up becoming like a staple record for the album, and really becoming the intro, and really taking a stand and being strong. So it was great to just that song for feature Morgan Arena. That's what I was getting to from Pittsburgh. So it really became it sort of to morph itself into something special. And then Wonder Boy, who's had albums out, who had placement records, who's worked with Young Jock and and Jeezy and 2 Chainz and all these big artists from Atlanta, he knew how to make an album, and he taught me a lot, because it was just like, man, like, I can't believe this is going on. And then,
so what were some of the things that helped you make that album go a lot smoother?
Well, we had to get it mastered. We had to get it mixed first, and a great friend Paul Crocker did a lot of the mixing on it. We did a lot of the recording and stuff over at CMU. With Ricardo Sorch and everybody, so they helped out a lot too. And then Daniel Carbajal, who basically is like an executive producer on it. He mixed the whole record, took it to another level, ridiculously. That's my boy now. But having these friendships with people who knew what they were doing and were a high caliber of talent helped me, because you could just pay somebody to do it,
right?
And they'll do it, but it's the love. If they love what they doing, it makes it even better. And then right. And then I work amazing with Tom Biller, who has 2 Grammys in LA, and then also Tree Lady with Garrett Hines, who's from Pittsburgh. He's here from Pittsburgh. He has a couple Grammys. Amazing mastering studio, Tree Lady, and they did the mastering on the album. But it was all, they helped me, because so much was going fast. Press was coming up. I was panicking, because I'm like, this record's done, but this record doesn't sound how it's supposed to sound. So Daniel Carbajal spent nights mixing. Garrett and them spent nights mastering. Yeah, right. I'm not in LA. Kiki had to redo some verses. She went over to Tom Biller. Tom Biller had his huge studio, did his thing. Like, everybody was rushing and helping to make this thing amazing, because they believed in it. And it was because of that made the album what it is today. Yeah. And I feel like it's going to be my Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. Yeah, besides the fact of it being my first album. But it was humbling, and I would say in motivation, if you're putting out your album and you're doing it, to have a team around you that loves you.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah. You got to have people around you that, I kind of a philosophy I like to go around, people that I want to have around me, are people who are smart, hungry, humble, and appreciative.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then people that just want to be able to just show love to each other, be able to collaborate. Like, doing this show has been one of the most awesome experiences ever.
It's amazing. I can tell.
Like the collaboration right now is on an all-time high. and it feels great.
Right.
So, and to your point, like, working with the album, when you got a great team behind you,
unstoppable.
Together everyone achieves more.
Come on. I need that on a t-shirt. That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
But you're right. That's literally what it is. Wonder Boy, I have a whole new respect for order, right? We had 24 songs. Wonder Boy will wake up at like 5 a.m. I would be with each other either in Pittsburgh or Atlanta. We'd be in LA together. I would get up in the hotel, and he would be in his room already up at like 5 a.m. with the headphones on, moving songs around and figuring out the order of the song perfectly. Red Light Designs did a lot of the artwork. I had my friend Izzy, who was an amazing graphic artist. She did the thing on my back for the cover. Right?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Right, which I wanted to look like slave marks, whip marks on my back, which we didn't think it was good. And Izzy is amazing; she could do anything. So she killed that. And then my boy Chris Toy did the photography. Like, I called him last minute. Hey man, he was the best photographer I knew, and knows still to this day one of the top ones. And he got it done. So it was like everybody moved in, and really did something special and it was out of my comfort zone. I couldn't have did it myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big person, like, if you can't get it done right, you can do it yourself. That's
right.
okay. But to be able to have people where you can sit back and be like, wow, that's...
And rely on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to fall with your eyes closed and never hit the ground. That is...
Yeah.
It's rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, when you can find yourself in that space, it's great.
Come on. Exactly. Exactly. No NASA needed.
You know what I mean? So where can people find this album right now to be able to get it?
Everywhere. They can find it everywhere. I mean, it's in stores, Best Buy. You can go to different places, but it might not be there now because the new shipments coming through.
Okay.
But you can get it online everywhere. I mean, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Music, Pandora, anywhere. You know, what's that app? I'm terrible right now. What's that app that you play the music to? You can listen to it. Like if you hear a song that you like, you put the phone up to it and it tells you what it is.
Shazam?
Shazam.
There we go.
You can get it on Shazam. That was terrible. I couldn't remember that.
No, it's all good.
But no, it's everywhere. It's everywhere for you to get. I'm pretty sure some bootleg places also have it. I've seen it on some Chinese websites. But
he's like not really.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
God King Slave is out. It's done double disc. Content's amazing. The music is amazing. The producers, everybody on these records is amazing. It's a great album, and I feel like it's going to be long lasting, and I feel like it's going to be one of my best. I'm excited to compete against myself for the next one.
Awesome. That's definitely good stuff. So, in addition to the album, you also got like a web series that you're working on as well.
Yes.
That's called Barbarian.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Yes, sir.
So, tell us a little bit more about that. What is that all about?
Okay, so
he's like, okay. It's like I've been wanting to talk about this.
Sit up and get, it's funny. I haven't really been able to talk about it a lot. I've been doing this new thing on my Instagram and Facebook called Whatever Wednesdays. Which is me going on Facebook Live or Instagram Live. It's been hard to like switch between the two.
Between Instagram Live and
Facebook Live. Like I like to. I wish I could just.
Are you doing this like a 2-camera setup? Or?
No. Well, that's a good idea. I haven't thought about that. I will.
So you were trying to do it with one?
Well, I was just doing one. I gotta do Facebook Live and then we stop and then I do it on Instagram.
Oh, I see.
But basically, what that is, and this is kind of how Barbarian came to be. It's a series where all my fans can come in and just name a subject and I'll freestyle to it. We have a voting system every week.
And this is every Wednesday?
This is every Wednesday.
Okay.
We stopped because I had throat surgery recently, which we'll talk about that. And I couldn't talk for like a month, and it recovered great. My doctor, shout out to Dr. Seuss. That's his real name.
Dr. Seuss?
Dr.
Are you
Seuss.
serious?
Yes, with 2 O's, though. 2 O's. But he's amazing. Him and his team over at Mercy Hospital killed it. But I was down for a while. But Whatever Wednesday is basically the fans come in live, they say a subject, and I freestyle about that subject live. And we just have a ball, and they just keep ringing them in, and we keep going. So it really, and nothing, let me preference this with saying, because a lot of people think that I hate, like, mumble rappers. I absolutely do. I want to make sure that it's not confused.
I just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah, I want to make it clear.
I absolutely hate
yes,
it. I'm from the generation. I love hip hop, Nas,
right.
Wu-Tang,
right.
all that. Like
right.
I love the core
right.
of that. This stuff now, I don't
right.
know what that
right.
is.
Well, here's the thing about it too.
We're about to get real
right.
on this
Let's
right
get real. Because I don't mind dancing. I go to the club.
Don't mind dancing.
We're gonna dance. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna have a ball. I'm with it.
Right.
Listen. You want to make that music? That's dope. But don't be out here putting yourself on the top 5. Don't be out here. And then the difference of this generation and last generation, because I'm still young. I'm still in the one foot in the old, one foot in the new.
No, you're good.
But okay, somebody might have had a poppin' song and a dope record, but they weren't on the cover of a magazine. Right? You have to earn that. You weren't. You got these dudes that don't even know their history, but they out here dissing Nas or dissing Pac or dissing Biggie or dissing Jay, thinking who they are, and they have to understand that as an artist, as an MC, that name comes with responsibility. And you're responsible to be a master of your ceremony and a craftsman with your words. Right. And you got to put this shit together. Don't be lazy. Right. But what you got is, you ever, I'm talking to y'all too, y'all get this, but you ever, in high school, right, you see one of your friends who maybe, let's say somebody wants to be a rapper or somebody wants to be a basketball player. And they're terrible. They're terrible. They're shooting and they're missing. Right. But their friends are cheering them on, which is great. They're giving them, hey, come on, you can do it. Oh, he's a beast. He actually, like, you see a dude shoot a couple times, he maybe make 1 shot out of 10. But his friends like, yo, he made that 1 shot. When he made that 1 shot, it was mad. And so tell
best
us,
1 shot I ever seen.
Best 1 shot I ever seen, right? And that's dope for your friends to do that. But now you got a whole generation of hype men. So you got one artist, everybody, I don't want to say everybody's terrible because not everybody's terrible, but you have these rappers that don't care and their crew is hyping them, but
they're hot air balloons,
right? But their crew is growing because of the internet. Like I hate to talk about like porn, but you get like, ooh, like who would kiss a goat? But I bet if you Google that shit,
somebody
find a whole blog about that shit, right? So now you have that type of mentality in hip hop where this one rapper like a Trinidad James who's absolutely terrible, but his crew around him hype him so much that people are so followers.
They convince the people that he's good.
Right. So they're like, oh, he's popular, so he's dope. He's dope then. If you say he's dope, I'm not going to be, I don't want to be the one person to say he's not dope. I'm going to be a follower and make sure I get that in.
Right.
But guess what? The most popular dude in high school right now is probably about 600 pounds. Chilling somewhere, like you never see this mother again. So yes, that's cool for your era and your time, but you gotta want longevity. I'm a fan of longevity. You have to want that to be more. These dudes put out these singles and these songs and they're cool, and then it's done. Then you never hear from them again. Right. And it's like, why are you okay with that? That's not
right. You're not trying to master your craft
at all, right? At all. So now it's like, you know what? I said to myself, the reason these guys are so comfortable is because no one's making them uncomfortable. Everybody's following the trend. Everybody's rapping the same. So I'm gonna come with these bars. I'm gonna give you songs that are also dope, but I'm going to give you bars within these songs. Because people go, well, that beat and how that rhyme is, you can't put bars in there. There's no excuse. If you can rap and you can say words on this beat, you can put bars in it. So now the Barbarian came to be to make enemies. This is my 50 Cent mentality.
Okay.
So I'm going around and I'm going to the top cities, New York, LA, Atlanta, here in Pittsburgh, right, Boston, these different places, New Jersey, working with the top DJs in that city. And we're just doing the old school Will Smith, Jazzy Jeff, right? Yeah. Just me and a DJ. I'm taking some of the best hip hop beats that ever were created, classics and new age, and I'm just spitting over them raw. Not even just 16 bars. I'm just spitting until I feel like
until you can't spit no more.
Mucus, right? Yeah. That's it. I'm just going until I'm done, and calling out everybody. I'm saying names. I'm splitting these bars, and I'm doing it to make people have the ugly face and be like, damn, this is going in. Right. And I want them to have a problem, because if you have a problem, you have to respond to me with bars. Right. Now, so at the end of the day, it becomes the parent thing, right? I know it looks like I'm doing this to hurt you, but it hurts me more than it hurts you. I'm doing this to help you. You know what I mean? Right. So though it may look like I'm coming at you, I'm going to force you to be better, to shut me up. I want you to shut me up. I want you to make me be like, damn, Lil Yachty killed that shit. Right. Right. That sentence has never come out of somebody's mouth ever. Right. So now I'm trying to help them have to step up. And if you can do it, then do it. And if you do it once, then I now expect you to do it all the time. Right. Because that shows me you're just being lazy. Stop being lazy, right? So it's like, let's go. So this is what I'm doing. I've been and these DJs have been amazing. I've worked with DJ Scheme from DC, DJ Stormy from Atlanta. She's been amazing. DJ Wiggs from Nashville, right? Here in Pittsburgh, TJ Harris has been amazing. DJ Solo Dolo. I'm about to do one with DJ Chevy, who is a legend out here, right? So we're working with in New York. I got somebody big and special I can't say the name of. In Philly, I got somebody big and special I can't say the name of. But we're just going to all these different places and shooting these things. They're all videos, and they'll be released soon. And people will get a chance to see what it is. You know what I mean? I'm a verified artist on genius.com for my lyrics and who I am as an MC. So all those lyrics will be up there as well for people to get. But it's going to be really about bars. I'm even thinking about releasing a lyric book.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. I mean, what I really like about it from what you said is you want to make people uncomfortable. Yeah. Which is awesome. I mean, that's the only way you're going to be able to grow and develop. I mean, there's a quote that I've heard, and there's a good saying that's, there's no growth in the comfort zone, and there's no comfort in the growth zone.
True.
And that's what it's all about. Yeah, I'm dropping bars.
I'm saying breathe right now. It fits my glasses. Let me put these on the table for the rest of the interview. I see the light now. God damn.
But it's so true. And it's not just in music. I mean, it's in anything, any body of work you want to do. Right. I mean, you got to get yourself uncomfortable to do greater things. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, whether it's you working out, you doing music, whatever. I mean, you got to get outside of your comfort zone.
You have to. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I will do. And I can promise I can promise you guys that this will be great material. The bars will be disgusting. And
I'm looking forward to Wednesdays.
Hey, yeah, it's gonna be dope. I mean,
and you say you only do these live?
Well, no. The whatever Wednesdays is the live thing that we do. That's just for fun. Okay. These things are coming out full production.
Oh, so this is gonna be on like YouTube and stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll be dropping on different venues. I don't want to say a name yet because we're working on some deals to drop it with a couple different companies. I want to make sure that they come out on a broad scale, everywhere, so that I'm going to actually possibly do it, and this is just no promises, but I'm possibly going to do it with a lot of big name brands and publications every single episode to make sure that I hit a different demographic, but also make sure that I that it's heard and seen everywhere.
Right.
And the track will be released too. We'll probably do like a Barbarian mixtape afterwards as well for people to just have the individual tracks. But they will come out as a video, so people can visually see me going in, visually see the DJ going in, and it really take it back to the essence of hip hop and what it is and why we do this.
Yeah,
you know. So that's
Rakim and stuff like that. Legends.
Come on, man,
you
legends
know?
out here, right?
Yeah.
I want to make them jealous, and I want to inspire Jay-Z. That's the point.
Yeah, that would be a great feeling. So what are the other things that you got going on? So actually, no, but go back. What with the thing that you had going on?
Right,
so what was the issue with that?
So I try to take care of my throat as much as I can. You know, recording. I record all the time.
Right.
I was traveling. I was doing promo and press. I was on the press tour for God King Slave too. So I was pushing myself a lot with shows, and I ended up having to get my tonsils removed, but I also had to get my adenoids removed as well, and some extra additional flesh from there.
Oh wow, you had a lot going on.
It was a serious situation back there,
yeah.
And it actually, the reason it came to be was I was snoring when I was sleeping, and I don't snore, so it was like but it wasn't like even like a snore. It was like a weird, like a purr kind of. It was like a weird situation. So we went to go get it checked out, and I'm glad that I did because I was beginning to fall into the realm of sleep apnea. Okay. And Dr. Seuss, like I said, who was amazing. His team and them did a whole bunch of tests. I had to go through a whole bunch of doctors before I got to him. He was kind of like the king of the mountain, right?
You
had to go through a whole
had to go through other people.
Right, but finally when I got to him, they really taught me. They showed me everything, put the camera down my throat and showed me what was wrong. I had big inflammation to the point where it was slowing down my breathing while I was sleeping.
Wow.
So they did the surgery. He said it was a serious surgery. He was like, especially not only when you get to this age, getting your tonsils removed is a big thing. Yeah. But adenoids as well, and then skin removed. It's a whole thing. So they went in there. When they went in there, they found even more infected tissue than they thought. They took out everything. I couldn't talk for 3 weeks, and I mean literally couldn't.
So this is kind of like your Kanye getting your wire.
It was my Kanye getting my mouth. It was.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
You're through the wire moment.
It was through my wire. I was like 50 Cent 9 shots. Yeah. I was like down. I was down, and it was a scary.
You should utilize that some more. Put that out there. That happened.
It was funny. I was posting a little bit about it, but I was kind of keeping it to myself because it was such a miserable moment for me, right? And it was really humbling because it made me really, really appreciate my voice and really, really appreciate this gift that God's given me, and being able to be like, man, like that, it can go away, right? If this doesn't heal right, I'm done. Right? What's my fallback plan? What am I doing this? Am I saving my money right? Am I branding myself in the right direction? It was like, wow. Right. Just last week I was rocking a show at 10,000. Now I'm sitting in the living room playing PlayStation, like eating ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to ice cream. It was amazing. But I had
shout out to Haagen Dazs, whichever.
Right. Whatever you want. Ben, I see you, Jerry. I know you. I had to. I ended up getting an app on my phone that allowed me to type in and Siri would talk for me, which I thought was cool for the first couple of days. Yeah. And then it got frustrating because every time you want to say something, you gotta. And the person has to wait for you to get that type in. And if you get one word wrong, she'll say it wrong, or you have to delete it. So it became a process. I started to get frustrated. I had some days where I was just mad and just frustrated. And I couldn't talk. I couldn't relate myself. And inflection was a big thing that I had underestimated, and moving my hands in a different, having the gestures of talking and tone. Right. And then afterwards, I went to Higher Voice Studios with Hillary, and she really, which is a good friend of mine, and she helped me. Hillary Klein, I would say her whole name. Okay. She really helped me get back to me. I went to vocal therapy as well at Mercy Hospital. I'm with Dr. Seuss and his team. I did that for like 2 weeks, and I was at Howard Voice Studio like every other day, training for that. And she had me doing all these crazy exercises and different things and learning my tones. Because I had to, not only did I have to learn how to speak comfortably again, but also how to get my tones right when recording. The first time I recorded off the surgery, it was weird. I sounded different. I had to learn how to control my tone again. But I mean, they brought me back to me. Now I'm better than ever doing the Barbarian. But it was a humbling experience. It really was. And once again, if it wasn't for all my friends and the people who had my back helping me get better, I don't know if I would be as good as I am right now, or back to myself, or even better. I feel like a Saiyan. I feel like I can't. I'm in Super Saiyan mode right now. Yeah.
So when are you planning on coming out with the Barbarian series? Do you have a deadline for that?
It's weird because we're still filming. Okay. It's going to be about between 15 and 20 episodes. Okay. We're doing good. We have a lot recorded.
And you're just going to release those weekly, obviously.
Right, exactly. Well, I was finding myself in a weird position because I wanted to put them out now, right? Like, I have them done. and I wanted to release them now, but then you know, the PR team and everybody was like, let's be strategic about this because this thing is going to hit hard, and it's people are going to want more and more. I have a lot of big press interviews in New York to talk about it as well, but I also want to give them content. I love giving content, so it'll definitely be out before the end of the year for sure. Possibly November, beginning of December.
Okay,
they'll start to get them, and then you know, peace be with you at that point. You know what I'm saying? You got about 20 days to get your shit together. It's going down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So so with that, what you doing that as well. So what are some of the things that you like for people to get out of the music that you put out? What do you want people to feel? What's the emotion that you want people to get from or learn when you make your music? It's
funny. I want fans to be inspired and excited, and I want MCs to be scared and feared. Right? I want them, because that's how I used to be when I listen to, even still today, I listen to some Drake records and I listen to some Jay-Z records, and I go, God, fuck, I want that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have wrote that. That's what I want them to do. When they hear that, like, man, other musicians, but I want them to be inspired as well. That's why I did the writing class I did with Higher Voice, because it was like, I want them to get inspired and show them that anything is possible.
Right.
And also to push me. When I hear those type of records, it pushes me. So when they listen to my stuff, I want them to be excited and happy, and I want them to be surprised. And I want the anticipation for a Frzy track to be like, I wonder what he said on this. Oh my gosh. I want to bring back the lunchroom conversation. I want them to be at the table like, yo, well, Drake said this. Well, Big Sean said this. Did you hear what Frzy said on that record?
Yeah.
Like, I want that conversation, because
right.
that's how I was late to how many 6 periods because of those conversations. But I want them to be inspired, but I also want them to be fearful, and I want them to I've always wanted to make songs that were so good that my idols question their talent.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they like, damn, like this, and how old is he?
Yeah.
Doing what? And he did this. And then also be so good that I not only become your favorite rapper, but I become your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And it also makes you do research, because I think what's happening now is everybody is, what have you done for me lately? Like, right? Or
right.
What have I seen with you? And the reason I've moved the way I've moved with my career is because I've wanted to build a strong foundation, so that when I do get Jay-Z level or whatever I get, and you do your research, you find out I've been doing this. Like a lot of these artists that are out now, like, oh, he just sold out a show, or oh, he did this with Whammo, or he did right. I've been did that like 6-7 years ago. So I'm not worried about that shit now. I'm on it doing stadiums. I'm out here.
Yeah.
And one of the songs I say, while you flipping these birds, I bought the aviary. That's my plan, right? That's my mentality.
Yeah.
So I want them to hear these records for people who haven't heard me, and then be like, well, I want to do my research. I'm gonna go back. Wow, Frizzy's Subway commercial with Adidas, Mercedes-Benz. He even did this and this stadium's tour, right? And then like,
a nice little
portfolio. Right, and then I want them to be mad that they've never heard of me before. Like, well, what have I? Question: well, what am I listening? What have I been doing?
Right.
So now I just because there's a lot of dope artists. I know I'm a mainstream artist now. I'm not underground anymore. But there's a lot of dope underground artists that should be mainstream. There's a lot of dope people that should be dope. But I think now numbers confuse how much you count. Or how much you're worth, should I say.
There you go.
Numbers confuse how much you're worth, which is not how numbers are supposed to be interpreted.
Right.
So now you'll see an artist with 500,000 followers. You go to his page, you're like, oh, he must be somebody big. And his videos, the YouTube quality is garbage.
Yeah.
And he's on.
He paid followers.
Yeah. He's on and nothing against the South Side, but he's in a little bar performing in front of a window.
Yeah.
Like, he's nobody,
right.
But his followers will give you the indication that he's out here working. Right. So for me, it's like, I'm not gonna let that dictate how I've been hacked. How many times I have fake pages? How many fake pages? My thing has been erased and come back. To me, that don't matter, because I'm doing what I got to do. I'm working as if TVs don't exist. I want people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm working as if.
TV is on the phone these days.
That's what I'm saying, right? But I can go somewhere right now in Indonesia or somewhere in the deep parts of Africa and say Jay-Z's name, and they know who he is.
Right.
There's places in the world that have no electricity but know a 50 Cent song.
Yeah, that's impactful.
Right. So that I need that. That's where I'm focused on. Too fussed about
goal.
These followers. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I need. I need these people who have never had a cell phone wishing, to give me service. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I need that, and I want that. And that's how I drive myself as an artist.
That's awesome.
That's what inspires me to work. Because like I always say all the time, I need to put this on a t-shirt. There's new ears born every day.
Right.
So every song I put out is somebody's first time hearing me.
Right.
No matter what. So I got to make sure that song is amazing. It's always a first impression.
Right.
Every song is a first impression.
Awesome. Well, that's actually a great segue into something that I'm also trying to build at the end of these episodes. This is going to be kind of like a a video letter to yourself.
Ooh.
Kind of maybe a year, 2 years, maybe 5 years from now.
Like a virtual time capsule.
Exactly.
I like
So,
it.
what would you like to say to yourself a year from now? What would you like to say to yourself a year from now, 2 years, 5 years from now? What would you like to have accomplished? What do you want to say to yourself into the future?
Dope. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, look at this camera.
I mean, do whatever you want.
This camera right here. I'm going to talk to this one. I love you, camera, but I'm talking to this one. Man, hey, you know what? No, I'm going to go over here because this is closer.
Yeah, that's your camera.
Yeah, that's my camera. Frizz, what's going on, man? What's going on, dog? You doing good out here? You looking good, man. I like that color. No, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for staying focused. I'm proud of you for not giving people the power to dictate your move and following your own direction and not always trusting Siri, right? Knowing that you are your favorite, you are your number one fan, and that you are the creator of your environment and the creator of this content, and staying true, man. I'm proud of you for getting that new deal you got. I'm proud of you for selling out that last show you did. That was crazy. That show was wild, dog. And also, I'm glad you're watching this and smiling, because Frzy did a hell of a job, man. I was in the back doing his thing too. He's a beast. But no, man. But last but not least, man, I want to tell you this for the future, that the president that you're in right now from the past I'm talking to you to is dictating your future, and your future is gonna be great. You got a lot of stuff going on. Stay strong, stay true, stay lyrical. Don't ever let anybody change you or what you doing or what you gotta say, because no matter what, they can't turn their ears off. So they gonna listen. All right, keep it going, baby.
Awesome. And not only that, I mean, that's good insight for anybody that's trying to move forward. I mean, that's good insight for anybody that's trying to sell out shows and things like that, because you need to have that kind of mentality when you're trying to build something big. You know, you got those kind of goals and dreams.
Exactly,
you know what I
And
mean?
and Frizzy, repost this episode, because right now he's probably on like episode 306. So we was in the first number. So this is episode 6. So repost this and let them know that, because Frizzy probably ain't answering your phone calls no more. You texting him, he's not responding. You know what I mean? Know at this moment he was your friend first. Okay. All right.
Oh no, hold on. Well, message to me. We're definitely gonna stay connected. But and just in wrapping up, what would be like the message, if in case we didn't cover it or talk about it?
Yeah.
What would be the message or the goal that you want to leave on people? What's the legacy that you want to leave behind that you would say is Frizzy?
The moment you think I'm at my best, to me, I'm at my worst. I'm always going to get better at this. And you should always have that mentality to get better, be better. There's no ceiling. To quote Blue Ivy, I've never seen a ceiling in my whole life, right? Just be great consistently and never let anybody, I hate to sound like an after school special, right? But never let anybody hold you back and tell you you can't do something. My big thing, and this is what I will say, and I've been saying this a lot lately, take advice from people who have done it. Right? Don't let somebody tell you how to do something or tell you that you're doing something wrong and they've never done it in their life.
Right.
You know what I mean? How somebody gonna tell me how to fish and he afraid to swim?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my mentality. I'll even take advice from someone who's fallen before. Right? If you've fallen and hit the ground and recovered enough to come back up to the top of me before I jump, I'm gonna listen to what you got to say. Right? Because there's no bad advice. It's just how you dictate it and how you take it. So that's the thing I want to be in. As far as my music go, I promise consistency all the time, and I want my fans to hold me to that. If you hear a bar that's subpar, call me out on it. Let me know. I promise I'll fix that next time. But I'm always working to make your face as scrunchy as possible. So if I can do that, the guarantee. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man. And I'm just staying focused, and I need them to stay focused and ride with me and trust me.
Right. Well, that's what it's all about. Well, definitely appreciate you being on the show,
baby.
bro.
Hey, amazing.
Oh yeah, yes. we're definitely gonna do this again some more. We may have to even do a recap video.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Do that? Yeah, I might have to bring y'all on scene for like a music video. Come on scene and do something. Yeah, that might have to happen. Yeah, let's do that.
We ready?
Yeah, we shooting something dope next month. So this will be airing in 2 weeks. Oh, that camera's not even.
Oh, we're still going.
This will be airing in 2 weeks, and then a couple weeks after that we'll be shooting.
Well, by the time those 2 weeks it'll be already.
Yeah, man. So y'all should come out and do something. We'll do a little behind the scenes, something special.
Awesome.
Get you on scene.
Oh yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Come on,
cool.
here, man.
All right, so I appreciate everybody watching and listening, whether it's on YouTube or you listening on SoundCloud, wherever it may be. I appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
And now that you know what Frizzy does with his 24 hours, I want to know what you do with your 24 hours.